Hi. So, it's Alcohol Awareness Week. What does that mean? To me, it means basically spreading awareness for something which isn't commonly spoken about in our society, and people know very little about it. So, why do we need to be more aware? Well, when I was 22, 23, I started drinking every day. At first, it was to kind of stop hangovers because I just could not deal with them. And plus, I liked drinking. I really liked it, and it kind of made me feel good. It boosted my confidence. I felt happy like all the time. And I remember there was one night where I was kind of drunk with a friend, and they went to sleep, and I tried to sleep, and it was like my body just would not shut off. And the next day, it was really scary because I didn't know what was going on. I started withdrawing the next day. Ended up going to get help in a place in Tunbridge in Kent, which kind of specialise in addiction and stuff, and I kind of learned what was going on. But even then, I didn't really grasp the magnitude of fucked upness that would come. So I kept drinking. Soon I lost my job, relationships deteriorated. I ended up having to drink every day to stop withdrawals. And it all kind of culminated one night when I hadn't drank the amount my body was used to. And I was in bed and I started sort of itching. I was like, Jesus, this is really itchy. I don't know what's going on. I thought I had bed bugs. It's the classic bug hallucination, which people talk about a lot. If you look up alcohol withdrawal, that's quite a common one. So I went upstairs to my mum and I was like, look, I think I've got bed bugs. She was like, okay, change the sheets, did all that. Got back into bed. I had a fan next to my bed. And you know the normal noise of a fan is sort of like a hum? Well, that changed to like Russian military sort of marching music. It was very odd. And I could kind of hear that, and I was like, is there a TV on somewhere? But no, there was no TV on. It was coming from this fan. So I kind of started freaking out and turned it off, went up to my mum, told her. She was like, okay, it's weird. And soon, very quickly, I was seeing sort of these bright sort of neon lights floating through my blind in my room. I'd do this with my hands. It was really weird. I'd do that, and I could see sort of see-through sort of silver threads sort of coming out of my fingers. And sooner or later, they were knocking at the windows, and fully formed people at my windows, sort of being a bit threatening, but also telling me to come out of the house and stuff. And then I could hear sort of chanting, and I went upstairs and looked out the window and saw, must have been about 50 to 70 like hooded figures with lit torches sort of coming down the road. Very sort of cultish. It was a bit like a cult coming to get me. And I kind of lost the plot by this point, so I sort of tried to run out of the house with a knife to sort of... It got to the point my mum kind of went, you know, we're going to get away from here, we're going to get away from these things. She was amazing. She kept me calm, or did her best to. She drove me to the hospital. I didn't know we were going to the hospital. I just thought we were going to get somewhere safe. I think she may have mentioned it, but in my head I was like, oh, hospital safe, yeah, let's go there, there's loads of people. These things won't get me there. On the way to the hospital, I was sort of looking at my hands, and the pigments in my skin were sort of changing into patterns, and I was looking in the mirror and I could see my teeth sort of falling out, being replaced by new teeth. My eye colours was changing, my hair was falling out and being replaced by new hair. And we got there, and I think pretty soon I was put in I just remember being in a room and there being a mirror on the wall in this room. I think it was like a separate waiting room or something, because I was very, very mentally unwell. Sorry, someone's drilling. Shut up. But I was in this room and I remember there being a mirror. There wasn't a mirror. I was staring at a blank wall, and as I say, my facial, I started to think I was turning into like this superhuman. Like my face was becoming perfect, and the faults in my face were changing to resemble perfect features, and this was the reason was because at the same time I was hearing what I thought was a spaceship telling me to say goodbye to my family, but I could bring one person, who was my mum, and that the world was going to end and that we were going to be taken away, but to say our goodbyes. And I was terrified. I was in this room and I was freaking out, and I just kept saying to her, we've got to go, we're going to be taken, and we've got to be ready, and we've got to say goodbye to people. I remember my mum kind of sat me down with the doctor, and she just, she kind of just said, because up until this point I thought this is all real, and she just said, that none of what is going on is real. There were no people at the house, even though, my mum was saying to me, oh, yep, I can see them, it's fine, we'll go, because she was trying to keep me calm. And I thought, at first I thought I was going mad, but I think she did it to help keep me calm. And from there, I kind of was told I was going to be staying in the hospital. And I was in there for, I think it was 4 days in total. And the whole time I was there, I was seeing what, still to this day, I can't really explain the stuff I saw. It is written in my book, which will be coming out, I reckon, next year at some point. And it's all about sort of the hallucinations and kind of the steps to go through when you end up in the same position I was in. And when you kind of go through something as kind of terrifying as that, you don't want it to happen to other people. You want to kind of be able to say, look, be careful, because this can happen. It doesn't happen to everyone, of course it doesn't. And I'm not one of these, alcoholics who hates alcohol and all that stuff. Trust me, if I wasn't an alcoholic, I would very much enjoy drink. But I can't, and that's just how it is. And I want to live. And to live, I am sober, and I'm very happy about that. But the dangers do need to be known in public, because it's so not talked about. And it should be talked about, because people should know about it. It shouldn't be like it was for me and my family, where it was like, oh, Jack's lost his mind, because that's what we thought. Me and my mum thought that. We thought, I definitely thought that. I thought, I've lost my mind. I remember saying it. I was in bed, and my mum was sort of in the room with me, and she was just trying to keep me calm, and I was saying to her, I've lost it. This is it. It's happened. I've lost my mind. I'm seeing things. And I genuinely thought that, and it's not the case. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who would feel that way, and who feel very alone, and feel like they're, you're not alone. You're never alone. There's always people that are going through something similar to you. You may not know them, but there are. And I'm going to leave some links or some information about where you can get help for alcohol addiction. But just wanted to make a video. I haven't done a video in a while, but it's something that needs to be, there needs to be a lot more awareness about it. And if I can help in any way by doing that, then I will, because it's a worthy thing to raise awareness for. But anyway, today I'm gonna go through my rehab memories, which is all in one little box. And in this box, this is my journal from, it says starting 29th of the 9th, 2019. So that was the day after my birthday, 2 years ago. And it is quite a hard read, because there's a lot in here there's a whole section where I'm saying my goodbyes to my family. I remember I was in hospital and I was yellow, and I was very scared, and I thought I might not make it, so I started writing goodbyes to people in this. And then, you know, when I learned how lucky I was and I was going to be sticking around for a while, I just turned it into a journal, and it started from hospital up until the end of my stay at Kenwood Trust, the rehab place where I was for 3 months. And I've still got, it's just such a nice thing for me to keep hold of, because I've still got all these letters from people wishing me luck, and yeah, it was just, it made it so much easier. Anyway, stay safe, everyone. If you want to learn more, look it up. I mean, if you don't know something, it's always good to educate yourself more about something, because the more understanding you have, the better person you become. So maybe do that. Sending out loads of love.